Good morning. It is Friday, April 17th. We're going to go through our lessons for today. Your first thing on your agenda is taking your reading test. Remember to refer back to your story, not your word work pages, but since I took that out for this week, but maybe your check for understanding, your vocabulary words, back in your story, okay? One thing I do want to point out to you is to cross off the phonics page. Since we did not do that this week, just cross it out. That's 6 through 10, okay? Then you have a poem here, I Am a Volcano. Okay, so remember your lines if you want to fill in your missing line numbers here. So they only do every 5, so fill in your line numbers. It's gonna go all the way down here and then jump over here and finish right here. All right, so read that poem here and then you're gonna answer your questions, all right? Answer them the best you can, and for your short answer, find rhyming words in one of the poem's stanzas and explain how the rhyme helps you read the poem. So we talked about how rhyming is one way that we can, poetry is put across. There's lots of feelings and descriptive words in poems. So rhyming is another one. Remember way back when we talked about poetry the first time, we talked about our rhyming pattern. So let's talk about this first stanza here. Deep in the earth, I feel the hot rock, moving and churning. It is quite a shock. Think about which two lines there rhyme. So earth and rock rhyme? No. So we're gonna do A. Now, does any of those lines rhyme with earth? No, they don't. Now, rock and shock do. So we're gonna match those up. So B and B, that's our next rhyming pattern. And then churning. So we have an A, B, C, B pattern. All right? Meaning that these two lines are B, so they rhyme together. A and C do not. All right? So go through, find your rhyming patterns here. That will help you in answering number 14. Tell me which rhyming words that you chose. Why did it help you read the poem better? Okay. Remember, when you have rhyming words, it kind of gives you a beat or a rhythm. It's a hint. All right. So answer those as best you can. And that is your reading test. Okay. Then choose a book that you have. Hopefully you can check out the link that I sent last week. I'm not sure when I sent it. Remember, Amazon has free audiobooks. So if you want to try a book on Amazon and listen to it or read it. The next thing, you can pause me and do that for 15 minutes. And then you can come back and we're going to read our last poem. Okay, so our last poem is a free verse poem. I kind of talked about it yesterday. Free verse is just what it sounds like. No set rules. Woohoo! No rules. So here are some examples here, or here's an example one right here about rotting. So remember, it has no specific form. It can be in any length. It can rhyme or not. Some words can rhyme, some words don't have to. You are free to express yourself in any way you wish. Punctuation can really take a vacation. So, meaning, punctuation does not have to be there exactly like in normal writing, okay? You can put punctuation in there, but it's not necessary in free verse or not all poetry has punctuation, okay? So, this one I thought was pretty good. I told my daughter just to do a free verse on her own, and she picked a topic, animals. So animals can be tall, they can be short or small. They can be big or brown or white, anything, that's right. They can be thin, they can be fat, they can be a mouse or a rat, and that's just that. So she then drew a little giraffe and cat. So I thought that was pretty clever of her. So pick a topic. This is for you to go to town with, all right? So take some time. You can pause me. Take some time and work on that. Also, you can look up some examples of some free verse. Sometimes people like being able to do what they like. Sometimes people like more criteria. So sometimes this can be easy and sometimes it can't be. So just try your best. All right, the next thing is your journal writing. Set the timer for 10 minutes and write. Hopefully you're getting at least half a page on your writing, okay? Then pause me and write, and then we're gonna go on to math. We're gonna be on 17.3. You are going to skip 589, that first one. Put a big line through it. We're gonna skip that one, and we're gonna move on to 590. All right. So just like we did last week where we did measuring things around the house, this is where we would do lots of hands-on activities in class, but unfortunately we can't, so hopefully are getting a chance to do that at home at least. Again, some of these objects would be normally found in the classroom. Just do your best and measure some objects in your house. Okay, now centimeters. So 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. So last week we talked about inches and feet. So 12 inches is the same thing as 1 foot. 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. Okay, so meters, that is like your IKEA strip. Remember we marked where a yardstick was? Well, now we're using the whole length of that IKEA strip. We're gonna use the whole thing as a meter. That's 1 meter. It should also look like 100 centimeters. If you were to put your ruler out and measure, put a bunch of these length to length, okay, they would be 100 centimeters would end up to be 1 meter stick. Okay, so if you look here, this inch ruler is, remember, a foot, the same as about 30 centimeters, okay? So we're kind of comparing those. So find some real objects in your house and use your, you can use your inch ruler, centimeter ruler. You can use your meter tape stick that your IKEA strip, and measure things around your house, okay? So first thing would be a chair right here. And look, you're measuring from the top to the bottom. Follow the arrow, which direction you're gonna measure, okay? Then find a bookshelf in your house. Hopefully you have some kind of a shelf or bookshelf. And then just pick a wall that doesn't have a whole lot of things in the way, would be the best, okay? And go one side of the room to the other. Okay, and then you're gonna find a chalkboard. All right, just find any kind of board, maybe a poster or something that you can measure that's quite a bit bigger, that may be hanging on the wall, maybe a picture frame. So just do your best on that one. All right, so let's look at hot pepper. Question number 5, it is multi-step. Remember to box your multi-step. Mr. Ryan walks next to a barn. He wants to measure the length of the barn. Would the length be a greater number of centimeters or a greater number of meters? Explain your answer. All right, so you're not actually gonna do this. You gotta just think of the situation. Would the length of be a greater number of centimeters or a greater number of meters? Well, take a look at your measurements you did. Which number is usually bigger? Okay, not the unit of measure is different, but the number that is associated with centimeters or meters. Which one is usually a larger number? It's usually the centimeters, okay? So you gotta do much more, a whole lot more centimeters than you would do your meter sticks, right? So if you were to lay out all of these, you're gonna have a whole bunch more than these than you would your meter stick or your meter tape, okay? All right. Write these links in order from shortest to to longest? 200 centimeters, 10 meters, or 1 meter? Okay, well, refer back over here. 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters, okay? So let's put these all in the same measurement form. So you have 200 centimeters. That is the same as 2 meters. All right, now that should help you in putting them in shortest to longest. So first one would be 1 meter. That would be the shortest, okay? Then the next, now that we've converted our 200 centimeters to meters, we can do 200 centimeters. And then 10 meters, okay? So I know that 200 looks like a really big number, but when we convert it to meters, it's not, okay? So that'll help us when we are putting them in order. All right, so hopefully that helps you when you do your daily assessment task. Read those very carefully and use your strategies and your homework yellow page. All right. The last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do your social studies test. Okay, you have 6 questions here. You read each sentence below. If the sentence is correct, write yes on the line next to the sentence. If it is incorrect, write no. So kind of like true or false. So is the statement true? You're gonna write yes. If the statement is false, you're gonna write no. Where are you gonna find all these to help you out? In your newspaper. All right, week 24. All right, hopefully you've had a good week. You've worked hard. Get your stuff turned in and have a good weekend. Bye.